Guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We'll be building this notification screen, and as you can see on this particular screen that these are the notifications which this app will receive, and there are some highlights to this notification. If the notification is not read yet, so it will be in the white color with this particular batch, which is this dot, and also it will have the text which is to unread notification. And like the previous notifications will not be having this badge as well as this background color. Also there are some different types of notification, such as the discount one will have the icon, and the cancel will have this icon, and then the late return warning has this icon. So yeah, these are the customizations that we are going to have, as well as in this particular screen you can see that you can even pick any notification to delete, and then those notification will get deleted from the app, so that particular user will not see those notification which that user has deleted. So let's build this awesome notification screen, and after that we'll be completing our whole application. So the whole user persona of the application is now done, only UI part. So the API integration and the backend flow will be coming in the later part of the videos. So now as you can see that we have this flow which is pending, so let's create this. So now let's minimize this and make another screen. So I'm going to name this, let me see that if we have any. Yeah, we have this notification screen already. So what I'm going to do, as you can see there is only one screen, there are no any stacks or other screens which are required. So I'm going to keep the notification screen as it is. Let's add the styles for it right now. So let me just go back here and let's copy the styles. So I'm going to copy it from this file, and I'm going to paste it over here, something like this. Okay, so let's delete the unnecessary styles, and let me just remove this. Yeah, okay. So as you can see that we have the same title and the header. So I'm going to pick it from let's say profile screen. So let's pick it from there. Let me go to the profile screen, which is this. So profile screen. Okay, so now let's write it like this. I'm not going to use the scroll view, so let me just add it over here. Yeah, something like this. And let's also import this. Let's add const styles is equal to create styles from notification styles. Yeah, something like this. And let's remove the imports, go to the notification screen, and you should see something like this. But now instead of profile, if I just remove this, yeah, it will be gone. So instead of profile, we have to write notification. So let's n capital, something like this. Okay, notification. And as you can see that notification screen has this tab navigation bar, so we are not going to remove on this particular screen. So let's do one thing, that let's create one flat list, and inside that flat list we should add a render item component which will have this particular component, and also this will be also one render component. Both will be the same, so it will have something which is this text, and then inside it we have this render items. So let's add that. So what I'll do, I'll just create one view and going to name it styles dot main, and add it over here. Let's add flex 1, background color, color start, let's keep it, let's not give the background color, and I'm going to add a flat list from React Native. Okay, so let's close this. Let me add this data, the dummy 1 2 3 4 5 6, and let's add render item. Okay, so till here what we will do, I'm going to create one component. Okay, something like this. So let's add the component. So I'm going to name it, as you can see, let me just show you that how components are inside the the screens. So let me just see that if we have built it for, I think we have built it for messages. Okay, so something like this we had developed the component and then header and single items. So something like this I'm going to create over here. So inside the component I am going to create one notification item. Okay, so I'm just going to keep it a single item dot tsx. Okay, so rnfe and single item. Okay, so there are two files of single items, one inside the message and one inside the notification. So single item means that this particular one item which will be rendering inside the flat list. So let me add one interface for it. Interface I single item props. Okay, something like this. Let's add the props over here. I single item props, and let's decide like, and also the styles I'm going to use it from here. So const styles, styles, create style from notification style.ts. Okay, so yeah, let's render this. Let me just zoom in and render item from, yeah, here. Yeah, so what I'll do, let's create one pressable, because the notification will have one press effect. So that on press event will be having on this notification. So now I have used pressable. So if you use the touchable opacity, you will see one touch effect, but it will be something like, when you touch, the opacity will get reduced, so it does not look good. If you want to have a good touchable effect, so you can use gesture handlers react button, so it has a good touchable opacity effect. So let's add style and styles dot notification container. Yeah, notification container. So let me add one flex one background color. Let me add a red for you. So if I remove the flex one, then nothing happening, right? So let's add margin bottom scale of 12. Yeah, so inside this, if you see, main should have padding horizontal. Okay, but as you can see that the color is going, touching in this left corner and the right corner, so you cannot and should not add the padding to the main this style. If you have seen my previous video, I am adding everything, that padding and vertical and padding horizontal to this main style, but over here we should not add it because we need it inside this item. So what we will do, we'll add that padding horizontal scale 18 over here. So you can see we will have that space. We have also done this in the chat screen, so you can take a reference from there as well. So let's add a padding vertical. I'm going to keep it 12. Yeah, 12 is fine. So let's go here and let's design this particular title. So let's see what title is having. So title is Roboto medium 14 and black. So I'm going to keep style is equal to styles dot notification text. Okay, title. Okay, notification title. I'm going to keep it, so font size is equal to font size dot 14, and the color will be colors dot black, as well as it will have the typography. So ty font family will be typography. Typography dot, let's keep it medium because it was a medium. Okay, so let's add the title. So it is car booking successful. Car booking, okay, successful, fine. So it is looking fine to me. So let's add this text. So this text is around 18 regular, and it is, I think, a placeholder 7f thrice, so 14 regular 7f. So let's go here and see 7f, so it is a placeholder. Okay, so let's come like this and notification text. So I'm going to add a style. Font size will be font size dot 14, and then color will be colors dot placeholder, and now I'll give font family. Font family will be typography dot medium. Okay, so it is fine now. Okay, so let's remove the unnecessary imports, and yeah, it should not be medium, it should be a regular one. So let's write it like this, and as you can see that the text over here is aligned to this, so we have also done the same. But let's suppose there is one case, okay, that I add lorem 30. So now in this case it will look like this. Okay, so let me add another text lorem. Okay, so if the notifications text is more, then it will look like something like this. So yeah, this case is completed. Okay, so now the next thing, that let's suppose that the title is also more. So let me add the lorem 30. Yeah, the title will look like this, but titles case will not go beyond certain words, because title will be a title, so it will not exceed more than 4 to 5 words. But this text can be more detailed text. So yeah, so what I'll do now, let's remove the unnecessary text, something like this, and let's give it original color. So if I just remove this red part, so you should see the notifications are like this. Okay, and for this part let me just show you what I am going to do. So as you know that we have made some functions which is render margin bottom. So the moment I put some value 80, now because the bottom navigation is here, and then we cannot do anything, like it is going to be there. So in this case we can render some margin bottom at the bottom, outside the flat list, so it will not even bother. Okay, like it will not get cut somewhere over here if you give the this margin to this particular view. So you have to make this particular call this particular function. So the moment you go to the bottom, then it will not get cut, as well as it will get shown when you scroll till the bottom. So now let's add the icon in this left side of the part. So what I'll do, I'll just take this into one particular view, and let's import the view from React Native, something like this, and let's add some container and add there one icon. So I'm going to go to the React Native vector icons. So let's go to the repo, and yeah, let's add one container which is this particular thing. So let's add 44 and let's give one border. Okay, so let's come over here and add one view, and inside that view let's add style is equal to styles dot icon container. Yeah, something like this. Let's go to the style, and let me just paste it over here. Let's add height scale of 40, as well as width scale of 40, and then border radius something which is 100, as well as border width which is 1, border width color, so colors dot button border. Yeah, so it should have a border radius which is 100, and then save the file. Let me just add scale. Yeah, now it is working. So now let's add some icon. In this case let us see, yeah, success. So let's add that. Let me see, I can't find this, so let's go over here and see cancel. Okay, so I'm going to use this material community icons. Let me just import it manually, or let's find it in this project. From React Native, let's paste it over here, and let's add the name. Add it like this, give the size scale of 24. Color will be color start gray. So yeah, as you can see that I have added this particular icon. So let's add align item center as well as justify content center. Yeah, so in this notification container we should add the flex direction, which is in this case row, align item center, and justify content space between. Okay, so now as we have added this part, let me just give the background color. Okay, like this. So now the text is getting cut as the real issue has been shown. So what I'll do now, instead of space between, let's remove it and let's add call gap. Call gap will be 12. Yeah, so now as I have added the text which is more than the expected size of the screen, so there are some of the things which you have to take like care of. So let's add ellipse size mode. I'm going to add a tail, and let's also add number of lines, so I'll add 3. Okay, so let me just make a duplicate and let me just do it at least 2, and if I do just 1, then it will be on the only 1 line. So if I just do 5, then it is now showing, and if I do just 10, then you can see that it will show the 10. It will take at least 10 lines. So as of now, let me just make it at least let's make it at least 4 lines. So if we do not have more than that particular line, then it should show that dot dot dot. So for that, what I'm going to do, let's do one thing. Let's add one style dot text container. So come over here, let's add flex. Yeah, now let me just do background color as a green so you can see. So what is happening here? So the red part has taken full width and the icon has taken this much amount of width. So if I have to add flex 1 over here, so yeah, it is now flex 1. So this part, which is this icon container, let me also add one color to it. So it is let me just go yellow. So yeah, so icon container has taken this much amount of width, then there is some scroll gap, and then we have this text container, so which also has a flex 1. So what I'll do, I'll just make it 0.8 or let's say 0.3. Let me just add flex shrink. Yeah, so now let me add flex 1. Yeah, now it is working. So as you can see that I have added this number of lines, which is 5, so it will only take 5 lines with this ellipse size mode as a tail, so which will it is saying showing me the dot dot dot. You can see that there are some dots, so no matter how much like text are there in the notification, it will show that particular dot. So it will be responsive for every device which you use. So you can also reduce this number of lines to 3, so it will show you 3, but the UI, it is it should be it is big in the Figma, so I'm going to keep it 5, so at least 5 lines we should see. So if the text is not getting exceeded, then it will show something like this. Yeah, okay, something like this. If the text is less, then it will not show those dots. So this is something we have achieved. So let's remove this and this. Okay, so what is the next part which is remaining? So that next part is that this highlight. Let me add that as well. Okay, go over here and to this notification container, I'm going to add background color, which is colors dot white. Yeah, as you can see, the white color. So if so, it is going to accept one prop is is read. So it will be a type of boolean. So if it is a read, okay, or let's make it 100. Okay, so if it is a unread, which is a boolean unread, so it is by default, unread will be true. Okay, so unread means that the user has not read that notification. So if it is true, then that notification is unread. So in that case, I'm going to pass this over here, unread. Okay, so we'll have to accept it somewhere over here, unread. Okay, so if it is unread, what I'll do, I'll just to give a background color as this, as well as trans, something like this. Okay, so everything is now unread, as well as we should give this dot with the time. So in this title, let me add another view. Yeah, let's minimize this and let's do something like this, as well as styles. Style is equal to styles dot notification noti header. Okay, notification header. I'm going to keep it something like this. So let's add a notification header. Let me just add notification header, flex direction as a row, align items will be center, justify will be space between. So here it will be having time. Let's suppose what's time right now, 00.54. Okay, so let me add it something like this, and then let's see the style. Okay, so yeah, let's add a time. So in this time what we'll do, 7f, it is a placeholder, so roboto regular 12. So let's add that notification time. So let's add it over here. Font size will be font size dot 12, color will be colors dot placeholder, and let's add font family typography dot regular. Yeah, okay, but if you see, the time is in the AM or PM. I added the 24 hours, so it is now how much it is, 12.54 AM, something like this. Space, yeah, it is having one space. So yeah, it is looking like this, as well as I'll render margin bottom at least 4, something like this, and let's see how it is looking. And inside this we have to give one dot, that one dot inside this view, so it will be marked as not read, like unread. So let's add that as well. Let me add view, and let's style it, style dot badge. So let's add height will be 12, width will be 12, background color colors dot badge bg, and then border radius, I'm going to add it scale of 100. Let's reduce the font size, let's add 8 at least, or let's bring it to 6. Yeah, it is at least till AM, so I think it should be 8. Let's reduce it to 7. Yeah, now it is looking kind of fine. So yeah, let's add margin left, scale of 12. Yeah, let's add 20, 32. Yeah, it is not getting add. So because we are inside this particular text, so we have to write this space. So let's add something like this. Yeah, now it is looking fine, right? So let me remove this. So yeah, so what I'll do, I'll render it conditionally. So if the item which I am receiving, as you can see, it is showing one warning that expect one argument but got 0. For that, what we will do, let's add the optional chain boolean. Okay, not blob option, it is boolean type. So now the warning is now gone. So what I will do here, let's add the unread. Okay, if it is unread, if item is like modulus 2 and then equals to 0. Okay, item, okay, we have two commas. Now if item modulus 2 reminder is 0, then it is true, and for these three it should not be showing that, so let's go over here and use the unread, and the unread logic should work fine. If it is unread, then white. Let me see it in the terminal. Okay, so let's console.log unread. Let me see it in the J. See what is happening. Let me just add some identity. Yeah, so the first one was false, another one was true, and then three were false, then true, then false. Okay, so let's go over here and come back. Yeah, so now we have to do something. So to this batch, if it is unread, then only you have to render this. So now the badge is getting rendered conditionally, okay, as per the unread status. But this white thing, okay, this one is unread, so it is white. Otherwise it should be transparent. Let me just do it red so you can understand. So yeah, the transparent is what it was taking. So instead of transparent, let me add the colors.background. Yeah, now you can see it properly. So yeah, the unread is now white and others are non-white. So these are the logics for the unread and read. So let's push it to the GitHub and let's update it. Yeah, so now the app flow is now completed. So after this we'll be moving on to the API integration and the backend part of the video. So it will also have an admin panel which is built in the React and 10 stack query. So yeah, it will be having the 10 stack routing system as well. So yeah, the playlist will be amazing for you all people, whoever is following and watching this series. So let's build this application.